No.
Adrian.
Welcome to In the Library with
Marsha
and Adrian.
and
How are you today?
I'm doing good. Are we introducing our guest or are you just a lurker today?
I'm a lurker.
Okay, we just have a lurker. Maybe a teaser for a potential future guest, but I'm doing great, by the way. How about you, Adrian? What's going on with you?
We're decorating the Bedford branch for Christmas.
Ooh, yay. Talking about upcoming events. Talk about all the stuff going on at Bedford for Christmas. That is, first of all, beautiful. If you've not seen the Bedford Library at Christmas, you need to.
Everything has been done by me. I take full credit for everything decorated.
I hope Robin and Molly and the rest of the staff are tuning in, but that's great. Are the baskets out or not yet?
Yes, there are baskets out for raffle.
Yeah.
If you're interested, we have baskets being raffled off. It's $1 for a ticket or $6 for $5.
And they're beautiful. So they're local businesses and they're just beautiful and they make wonderful gifts. They're strategically placed. They're out there now so you can win them to give away or win them for yourselves. We're not judging. And yeah, that's a wonderful, it's really the only other besides the book room. It's really the biggest Friends book moneymaker, the biggest Friends fundraiser for the Bedford branch. And all the money stays locally. So anything they make will stay there to the Bedford branch for Adrian and programs. That's exciting. And then all the trees are coming up. The Hall of Trees will be there. It's just a beautiful thing. So go see the trees, buy some basket raffle tickets, harass Adrian.
If you haven't already, you should also stop by to check out the Arts for Our Future display. We have all of this year's Arts for Our Future still up by the fireplace.
Oh yeah. How late is that up until? What's the last date they can do that?
I don't know.
Okay, well, hurry up while supplies last. While the time lasts. A couple of things I want to talk about going on here at Ellis coming up on Friday, December 1st is going to be Tom Slatton in concert. He is, mark your calendar, he is coming at 1:00 in the afternoon and he's going to play like oldies and rock and he takes requests. It's really fun. He does a lot of like Johnny Cash or Elvis or Marty Robin, whatever. People just yell things out and they sing along and he's great. And then we are doing on Thursday, December 7th, Puzzle in a Day.
Right, I'll be there.
So we are upstairs at the Ellis Library and Reference Center, but upstairs where you can find me is we are working on puzzles. We typically have them out all the time. So patrons will work on puzzles like I just had a gentleman who came this morning that brought his mother and they borrowed a puzzle and returned one. So patrons can work on puzzles all the time, but we're gonna collectively attempt to assemble a puzzle in a day. And I think we can do it. You're kind of a puzzle pro. So
I don't know if you know this, but I am an expert at puzzles.
Are you?
I did one in 6 hours that said it was 3 to 5 years.
Oh, you are an expert in puzzles. Oh, that's funny. That's a good one. I love that you had a puzzle joke in there. What else? Do you have any other programs that you want to talk about?
Yes, coming up on December 4th, we are having our 5th Quizzical. It's a night of fun and trivia and snacks. Come on out. If you don't have a team, we'll get you a team.
I love it. That's backed by popular demand. I think the minute you have one of those, they're asking for the next one. I feel like that happens to you all the time. They're like, when is the next Quizzical? So is that a Monday night, did you say?
It is a Monday night at 6 p.m.
I love it. All right. So that's awesome. And do you need to register for that or can you just show up?
Yes, registration is required.
Oh, okay. What if we just show up? Are we getting denied access, admission?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You guys are tough.
I know. This isn't a library of free programs anymore. It's not like it used to be. At the Ellis Library and Reference Center on Thursday, December 14th at 7 p.m., part of the Civil War Roundtable discussion, they're going to have show and tell. So it's an opportunity for Civil War enthusiasts to share an item from their collections and interests. And the night ends in a raffle. So that's something for some of you interested listeners out there. Show and tell from the Civil War era. Show and tell Civil War style.
What was your favorite Civil War?
Recording the podcast with you every week. This is my favorite Civil War. It's between you and I. Also,
now I do want to clarify real quick here. You said it's the Civil War Roundtable. Is this the U.S. Civil War or the Marvel Civil War?
Oh, No,
Good
this is
question.
that is a good question. I'll give you that. This is the U.S. Civil War, not the Marvel Civil War. However, I would say upstairs at Ellis Reference, we have a lot of fans of the Marvel Civil War. So, I mean, we would be open to that discussion as well on a different day. Not the Civil War roundtable discussion, but you know, the Marvel, we would definitely be down for that.
Fair enough.
So I talked about Tom Slatton coming, and then in a little bit, you're going to hear about an interview with Jackie and Gary from our Jackie and Gary concert that we had here recently. And I am sad for anyone who missed it. They are lovely. They have come around. They've done numerous concerts at Bedford and Dundee and Ida and Petersburg. They've done them all around the system, and they're wonderful. They're hoping to come back maybe to Petersburg in the spring, back here in the fall. So you should definitely look up Jackie and Gary any chance you get. I love them. And so after their concert last time they were in town, I did a little post-concert interview with them, and we're going to put that, and by we, I mean Adrian, is going to splice that at the end. So I hope you enjoy the interview at the end of this conversation with Jackie and Gary.
I'm not going to do anything.
Okay. This is what I got to work with. So since this is going to be coming out just before Thanksgiving, Adrian, I have been doing, so I love to practice gratitude all the time. I do gratitude like daily. I try to.
Yes,
But during this month of November, I have a couple of colleagues and good friends of mine, and we do like a 30-day gratitude challenge. And it's really quick. I'll show it to you because you're here, but it's really quick. It's just a calendar and you name one thing. So I'm going to fire these off to you, Adrian, and you have to answer for you. And I'm just going to do all 30 days in one shot. So we're not going to spread this out over the month. And you can also answer them or answer them in your head throughout them. I know, me too. So we're going to learn a little more about Adrian. Adrian, this is your 30-day gratitude challenge in 30 seconds or a little bit.
God.
Okay. These are things you're thankful for. Number 1, something about your body.
Pass.
Number 2, what you find beautiful.
Pass.
Are you going to say pass for all 30?
No.
Okay. Number 3, a song you love.
Theme of Laura.
Okay, you have one. Number 4, an accomplishment of yours.
Pass.
Number 5, a friend.
Vic Regina.
You can't say it. Okay. Number 6, a smell you love.
Oh my.
Chocolate.
Ooh, something that makes you smile.
I mouth.
This is the answers he gives. His mouth makes him smile.
Okay. I
Get
get
it.
it.
Yeah.
I thought you said a mouth.
Yeah, no, he's very
Oh.
funny. Number 8, a happy memory.
Pass.
Number 9, something you like about where you live.
My family.
Aw. Number 10, a person in your family. That was a good segue. A person in your family.
All of them.
I was going to say, are you going to pick a favorite kid? That's not going to go over well. All of them is a good answer. Number 11, a food you love.
Tacos.
An ability you love. Or no, I'm sorry, an ability of yours or that you love.
An ability.
So what's an ability of yours?
Have I showed you my crazy thumb?
Maybe, but the listeners won't be able to see it, but we will. Tune in for the crazy thumb. Oh, it's very bendy. You do that. Oh my gosh, she's got you beat. Look at this bendy thumb. She'll show you a bendy thumb and raise you a bendy thumb.
Boom.
Does your thumb bend backwards like that? No. All right. So you have a bendy thumb. Although my talent, the listeners are also not going to be able to see, but you guys can. So for my ability, I can touch my tongue to my nose.
Okay, let's see. Oh my goodness. She got.
You're welcome.
Oh.
I'm not sharing all
Thank
of
you
mine,
for
but
sharing
since
that.
you did bendy thumb, I was like, you never know when you need to touch your tongue to your nose. All right. Number 13, a person. Adrian, name a person you're grateful for.
My wife.
Oh, good answer.
Oh,
Good answer.
Good answer. Smart answer.
His wife.
Oh, that's smart.
All right. Number.
Happy
wife, happy life.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Number 14, something you're looking forward to.
Being done with this survey.
Number 15, a life lesson.
Lift with your knees, not with your back.
Oh, so true.
Oh, your employer's
So
going to be so happy.
true.
We go over this with our evaluation. Oh, your employer's going to be so proud of you.
Smart one.
Number 16, a person you look up to.
People taller than me.
That was my answer too.
Oh, my.
Number 17, a personality trait of yours. You can say,
Pass.
oh, I'm going to say funny. An item you use every day.
My bed.
Okay. Something about work that you're grateful for.
All of it.
Aw. A holiday that you love.
Halloween.
A technology.
Electric shaver.
Oh, good one.
Oh,
Lisa,
yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, that is good.
Number 22, something that made you laugh.
Moldy trees.
What did you say?
Moldy trees.
Moldy. Oh.
Number 23, something nice.
Oh, nice.
Something nice.
Yeah, something nice. Number 24. A book, magazine, or a podcast.
Oh, a book. Okay, a book. We'll go. What have I read this year? Even what have I read?
I don't know. I've been looking at that one book about Japan. Oh, that shark book. You love that shark book.
Okay, yeah. We'll go with Shark Heart for a book.
Okay.
It was a book or what?
Magazine or a podcast?
I don't read magazines. Like I haven't read a single magazine this year. Podcast. We'll go with the Magnus Archives.
Okay. Oh. Another person.
Another person?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I already used my wife, right?
Oh, you used your wife.
So I'm gonna go with the person who has, I think, helped me a lot at work this year. Baguette.
I love it. All right. Something in nature.
Spiders.
Ooh. A gift that you received that you're thankful for.
Gift. Coffee.
Ooh, okay. Something that brings you hope.
Pets.
And a compliment you have received.
Had a sixth grader tell me I was the coolest person ever.
Ooh, that's tough. That's a tough nut to crack right there. You're getting a round of applause for that one. You're among teachers and friends. And something, this is the last one for this 30-day or 30-second gratitude challenge, something that you're passionate about.
The song Passion.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you.
Are you going to take this now?
No, I already did. I've been writing mine and sharing mine every single day with my friends. This was just for you.
You didn't send me any, which means I am not your friend.
You are my friend. I saved it to do with you today. That's why I didn't send them to you. I'll send them to you now. You'll get them in.
No, it's fine. I get it. I'm not your friend.
I was saving them for today. I was saving the best for you. I didn't want you to copy and cheat and use all my answers. I didn't want to have the same talents. I can't bend my thumb back like that.
Takes skill and genetics.
I guess. I don't know. I don't have that. Apparently this crew does.
Yeah.
Now I know multiple people with bendy thumbs.
It's called a hitchhiker thumb.
I like that.
Yes, it is. It's weird.
All right. Do you have any other library business? What else do you want to talk about before we get to the interview with Jackie and Gary?
No, I'm good.
All right. So anything else for maybe our future staff/podcast member? That'd be a good question. Which is your favorite library? Now that you've been for your goal, have you seen them all yet? When you went on your travels, did you see them all?
I did. I've been to every library.
All right. Well, which is your favorite?
This is going to cause some sort of. This is going to start like a civil war, isn't it?
Yep. Library civil war coming your way.
Well, only one of them has me working full time.
So you're a little biased. Is that your answer?
That's my answer.
Okay.
Here?
No, Bedford. He's at Bedford. This is Adrian.
Oh, I want to see him because
okay. Well, good luck.
You've been talking very highly.
I talk highly, and then this is what you
have been talking very highly.
This is Kate.
I think I saw
Adrian.
you at the reference desk the other day.
Probably that's where he lives.
Probably.
Now he's living in the local history room.
Okay.
But yeah, we do this
Nice to
podcast
meet you.
weekly. Yeah, you can tune in weekly and hear both of us every week.
That's going to be a goal now.
Yeah.
That's a terrifying reality.
Anything else you want to share? Okay.
Nice to meet you, Adrian. Well, kind of.
This has been In the Library with
Marsha
and Adrian.
Yay. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.
So this is Marsha, and I'm here with my good friends Jackie and Gary, who have done countless programs here at the Monroe County Library System. And we just finished a performance here at the Ellis branch, which was wonderful as always.
Thank you.
And so I just wanted to, maybe I'll let you guys kind of introduce yourself, talk a little bit about what you do.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, we're Jackie and Gary. I'm Gary Brandt,
I'm Jackie Davidson.
and we have a program called Singing the Good Old Songs Again, which is
Yeah.
a combination of classic and original folk songs that
That's
go back
right.
to the 60s and the 70s. A lot of humor, audience interaction, audience
Yeah.
participation, and we have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of-
Gary plays the 12-string guitar and I play the banjo.
Right, right.
Yeah, you play lots of instruments during the performance, though. I see you breaking out lots of things.
Oh, well, harmonica, but that's.
And triangle and
Oh, no, I
tambourine.
play the triangle. It was out of tune today.
Yeah, we did the Edmund Fitzgerald with the out-of-tune triangle today. So
Well, no one seemed to mind. You
No.
have a big following here in Monroe County.
I will
so,
say, every time we've been here a lot,
Yeah.
and we'll talk about Marsha in a second.
Yeah,
Okay.
my favorite.
But we've been
person.
down here numerous times, and the audiences are wonderful. A lot of people come.
Yeah.
Everybody laughs and sings, and it's a real. Today was outstanding. First time here.
Yes.
First time at Ellis. What a life.
I don't think, I think I said to the, even to the audience that I've never been to, of all the shows we've done since, 2009, never seen it had an audience that sang and joined in so much, and it was wonderful.
it was
It was fun.
Yes.
Really
And it
fun.
was, I think too, with your instruments being unplugged today, you could probably even hear them a little more too.
Yeah.
But it was everyone. I looked around and every person was
Yeah.
singing,
Yeah.
except for my two friends in the back. I used to work.
But
with
it's because
them.
they were young. They didn't know the
That
song.
was my favorite, but I loved how everyone was just singing, and people were saying later that how they were getting chills or how they loved
Oh,
that
yeah.
song.
They
And
have a lot of memories. They
Yes.
do.
Yeah.
And they even laughed at Gary's joke.
Yeah, they love the jokes.
Yeah.
So I got, yeah.
well, at
Good
one
story.
point, one of my friends who'd seen one of your performances before said he probably told that joke before, but I forget it, and it's fun, So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think the audience forgets, and then
Yeah.
laugh again. So they are very good.
It's always fun performing for older people because they don't remember what you did before, right? I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
You can reuse the same.
Yeah, we got the
joke.
same material. So,
Oh,
but Jackie is for speaking of an older generation, like the '60s.
Yeah,
Jackie's a member of the New Christie Minstrels, original
Yeah,
member. So
yeah.
go ahead.
go ahead.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, I am I'm an original member, and you know what? It was just an honor to be part of the group since 1962 when we first formed from a trio and grew to 10 people. And we just had a great career. We sang for President Johnson. I was at the White House. We got to go in rooms that nobody else has seen.
Mhm.
And, played at Carnegie Hall, and we did a lot of stuff like that. We did a lot of traveling, a lot of fun. 8 guys and 2 girls. And if you think those guys would carry one suitcase
Oh,
or help lift or move anything.
Her sounds like the opposite of your group.
Yeah.
So they weren't that helpful. You needed Gary back then. He
Yeah.
would have done
Yeah, I
everything
needed
for
Gary,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Gary does wonderful. He's wonderful. He does everything. He helps, he packs the car, gets the instruments. He reminds me of things that I have forgotten.
Aw.
Then I remind him of things he's forgotten too.
So you make a good pair.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we have a good time.
I think the word is bossing me around.
Oh,
I
is that
think
what
you're,
it is?
yeah,
Maybe.
the boss.
Boss
Yeah.
is. I have a good
Oh,
man
okay.
too, and he
Yeah.
doesn't mind being bossed around either.
The first album, I love folk music, and I stuck with it. When the Beatles came over in 1965, I stuck with folk music. But my favorite group was the New Christie Minstrels. I told this story, and so we, in the 6th grade, we wanted to start a group, Christie Minstrels. So we had 4 guys, and each guy got a guitar. My dad paid $15 for my guitar. I know it. And we had 4 guys, and we had 13 girls.
That makes you.
And
What
I
was the name
mean-
of your group? I meant to ask what was the name. Did you say? Did you?
We didn't have a name.
Oh, okay.
No, I
Okay.
don't, if we did, we did 2 or
Okay.
3 shows, elementary, like PTAs and stuff, remember? And
I remember.
first song was Michael Row the Boat Ashore, but we had like 13 girls, and I went home and told my parents, I said, forget about piano, I'm gonna play guitar, because they were the right girl. I mean,
That's where the ladies.
it was a
were. The
good
ladies were-
good deal. It was a good deal, but it was a tough decade. It was a challenging decade, the 60s, but the music was wonderful, and so it's a lot of good. Yeah, it's very nostalgic for people, don't you think?
I think so. I see people holding hands or cuddling a little bit, and all that. And they tap their feet. They may not be exuberant in their singing, but they tap their feet and kind of, nod their heads in rhythm to the music and stuff. It makes me feel good. I don't know. I know Gary does too, but I just get so much out of it,
Yeah.
When I was in the Christies, we usually played big colleges and halls and things. And you never saw the people in the audience because you're
Right.
all lighting and everything. And it
You
doesn't
couldn't see them singing. No
You
interaction.
have to just think in your mind, they're loving, it,
Yeah.
I don't know if they're loving it or not, but anyway.
I think they were, and like singing along, and like you say, in a smaller venue like this, you can really interact or
Oh, yeah.
see faces.
Yeah.
Also, Ali, as a part of your show, you can talk a little bit about Ali, who I love.
Yeah,
He's right
Ollie's right
He's
here.
getting some loving right now.
So over there, Ollie's an English Golden Retriever. He'll be 4 on November 29th.
Oh,
He travels everywhere with us.
He is white or cream color.
Cream color.
He's a light. He's
And
light.
Yeah.
he's been about 15 shows, and he is usually very well behaved. And once the show starts, he falls asleep.
Yeah, because it's that good.
Is that good? He falls asleep faster than the audience does. And
He's a good boy.
but however, he's in training. He's doing very well. However, we drove up today, and Marsha. I'm gonna talk about Marsha for a minute, but I'll finish the story. He loves Marsha, and First of all, we drive up, she's dancing at the door. I mean, dancing that we're here. Nobody does that. And then, so he goes up to the door of the van, and Ollie sees her, and he just goes wild, and they open it, jumps out of the van to see Marsha.
yeah.
He never does that.
He's trained
He
to stay
never-
in. He's trained to
but,
stay
you know.
in. Well,
No, he jumped out twice. He escaped twice.
Yeah.
Out
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Aw.
But Marsha, we're trying to think when the first time I sang.
I think you're right. I think it was,
It was.
those years would line up. So you've played at multiple libraries here in the Monroe County system.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Dundee
Yep.
was first.
Dundee
I
was-
actually think Jennifer, who's still the librarian there, actually found your website. I mean, it was by happenstance. That's how I think she looked up your website. Or did you approach them? How did you?
I
first-
think I approached.
Oh,
her.
okay.
I
So
think
you reached out to Dundee.
And then they
originally.
might have looked at the website.
No, maybe, yeah. So you reached out originally.
So if you don't know Marsha, she's really pretty,
Yeah.
and she talks faster than anybody I have ever met in my life. I'm not lying. I mean, and I've talked to her mother about this too. And I mean, I'm going, yeah, okay, yep, okay. You know,
You think Jackie's bossy? huh?
yeah. And then she goes A to B, A to B. But I've never seen anybody more caring,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
and more supportive. We've done, I don't know how many shows we've done.
I know. I was just trying to think of that. Like you said, 2
8,
at
9.
Dundee, then you've done them at Petersburg. We did a bunch at Bedford. I mean, you've probably been to Bedford at least 6 times,
At
right?
least, and there's a church
Oh, yeah. And then, the Lambert
did-
Building I met at
we
the
did
church. I think you did
church.
church twice.
with Bill
And then
Joe.
you've been here. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. And then, yeah.
here.
So probably at least 10.
Yeah, I'd say at least that, but I've never had anybody like you. You
Oh,
know, you're just so caring, and
Yeah.
you're just full of love, and we
This
love
is
her, but
this
we
is
love
not
her.
just- This is not just a job. This is coming to see you and to
Yeah,
the
we
people.
look forward to it.
same.
But we look so forward to coming down to see you.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, the feeling is mutual because I can't wait. I think everyone needs to hear you guys perform. So I really try hard to let everyone know about it because I feel like it's such a great experience. It's
Well-
so fun and interactive.
Well, that's another thing. Over at Bedford, she goes around, we're there on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
So what does Marsha do?
Oh,
She
yeah.
gets up, there's a church next door. Maybe I shouldn't tell this story.
I know. They'll know who the culprit was.
Yeah.
They knew it was from the library anyway.
Yeah, so
Probably me.
Marsha goes out in the morning and puts flyers on all the people,
And then when
stars who are in church.
you're welcome. You're
Yeah.
welcome, parishioners.
You know, who does it? I mean, you know,
Uh,
so we've done, I said today, we've done over I'd say easy 550 shows,
Yeah.
and you're at the top. I've
Well,
never
thank
met
you.
That's
anybody.
true. That's
They're lucky
true.
to have you here, and I'm sure
We
they
have
know.
no idea how we don't moan and groan about, oh, it's so
Yeah.
early.
I know. We
you
did
know,
make it
all
early
that
today
stuff,
too.
you know.
Yeah.
No,
And,
you're one of a
sometimes
kind.
Sometimes hard to get up in the morning early and then drive.
And then
You know,
perform.
and
I
then
mean, it's a long,
perform.
exhausting day.
Yeah,
It is. People don't realize that. You gotta
Nope.
sit up and
And
take
you're
that.
on. Being on is exhausting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not, everybody think, oh, you could
Yeah, like it's so
stand up for an
fun.
hour and that's just sing and you're done. No, that's, but it was, it's wonderful down here. The people always come out,
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But,
We definitely want to have you back. We hopefully here again at the Ellis Library and Reference
Yeah.
Center, but really other branches too. I know the Bedford and Ellis are kind of the biggest libraries. So smaller branches, I mean, they do have performers, but
Yeah.
we'll definitely get the word out there, see where else we can
Appreciate
get you
that.
guys to perform.
I want to stay on this. I've been to Summerfield, right?
Yes.
And I like it there,
Petersburg,
and
yeah.
we're coming back there next year for sure. What's her
Yes.
name? The new
Kathy.
Kathy,
Yeah,
very
she's
nice.
wonderful. I love her. Yeah.
Yep, she is very friendly and really a wonderful host. And hopefully come back here maybe in the fall.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
we come here a lot. I don't know.
Definitely. I don't know. I
People-
like it.
People must know our shows and all the jokes by now. I mean,
Yeah.
they all keep coming back.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be
that's
like the
true.
Monroe County Jackie and Gary
I know
library
it.
system.
I know it. I know it.
Well, since this is the library podcast, I don't know about Gary, but Jackie, what are you reading? What do you like to read? Let's talk about books a little bit. I'll put her on the spot for
Yeah,
because I
all
know.
she reads, yeah.
I used to read a lot of everything, but since we travel so much, we drive so much.
Yep.
Coben,
Oh yeah, Harlan Coben. I love
like,
Harlan
you know-
Coben.
Preston and Child. I
Oh, yeah.
happen to like their series. And of course, James Patterson. You know, you can open a book and if Gary disturbs me, I'll say, I only have a half a page left to read in this chapter. So let me just finish.
You just
Because the chapters are so.
right. You can, yes.
So
I love short chapters. I just short chapter it all the way till 2 a.m. until I'm done. I do the
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she
yeah.
does.
Yeah.
David Baldacci, he's
Oh, yeah,
the one
yeah.
that
Oh, yeah, Baldacci, yeah, and Sanford.
Oh yeah, yeah. All the
Um,
praise series, John Sanford. Yeah,
yeah.
those are good. We have I love a mystery book club that meets here at the
Oh.
Ellis Library on the second Wednesday of every month. at 10 a.m. It's a group like this. In fact, 4 of the people who came today were from that. I went to club last month and told them about it. So,
Good.
and we always read mysteries and thrillers.
Do you?
So this is
Good.
a book club that
Well,
you
that
would
makes
love
it
too.
more fun to talk about.
Yes, I know. I wish you guys lived closer. I'd be telling you to come down every day. Come see me.
I'm interested, by the way, there's a lot of programs here.
Yes.
What's the one about Robert E. Lee? When is that?
Yeah, so that one is coming up. It's going to be on Thursday, November 9th at 7:00 p.m. It's part of the Civil War Roundtable group that meets regularly. They have speakers come out once a month. We have we have a lot of different things, but one thing is called Paging Through the Civil War. It's a Civil War book club, and they do different nonfiction historical books on the Civil War, different eras. And that meets on Thursday nights, like every other month. And then the off months, they'll have a speaker. So this group, it's a big following here. The first thing you said when we got out and went to the river was, where's the battlefield?
Where's the battlefield?
So that is huge here in Monroe, General Custer. And so they have a big following. So yeah, it's called, it was General Lee, the uniforms of General Lee's army. That's the speaker that's coming. And it's on Thursday, November 9th at 7 p.m.
That sounds like an interesting program.
So yeah.
Who's the singer? He's cool.
Tom Slatton, he will be here on Friday, December 1st at 1:00, a month from, today, but
almost.
we'll be listening to this later.
Yeah.
So Friday, December 1st at 1:00, right here in the programming room in the afternoon. Another good sing along. He sings we were just talking about that a little bit. He sings some oldies and classic rock. He loves Elvis. I didn't mention Elvis. So he likes to sing Elvis, Johnny Cash, Glenn Campbell. People usually just shout something out, or do you know anything by, I think somebody requested CCR, like Creedence Clearwater, so people will yell out something and he'll either sing what he knows or a part of a song. So that's another great thing. He's been to a couple of your performances. He's a big fan. He had his own concert today, so he couldn't come today, but he was sad to miss you. So
tell everybody your Elvis story.
Oh, yes.
Why not? You have to understand that with New Christie Minstrels, that was the leading ensemble really in the country. I mean, they were, there was the trio, the Kingston Trio, there's Peter, Paul, and Mary. But in terms of an ensemble, the Christie, New Christie Minstrels. So, I mean, there's a lot of stories. Okay, but there's an Elvis story that maybe you have.
I don't even think I know the Elvis story. I want to hear it.
Well, I was living in Hollywood at the time. I was working at Warner Brothers. I was a secretary in the production department. And
you must have stories.
Yeah, it was really a fun job because my boss was drunk half the time. Okay, and his job was to take a golf cart and go around every afternoon and visit all the sound stations. So by 1:00, he was gone. So I jumped in the golf cart and go around representing him, stuff.
That's great.
Marlon Brando.
Rubbing shoulders.
I met all these old stars. Anyways, later on, I was I moved I moved into an apartment in Hollywood.
Okay.
A nice little guest house. And not a guest house, but it was one of those apartment buildings that's built like, in a square. It has a swimming pool in the middle. Well, there was a guy in the apartment complex. His name is Johnny Grant. He is now the mayor of Hollywood, or was the mayor of Hollywood, but he was a disc jockey at that time on the radio. And he came up and he said, "Hey, I'm having a big get together in my apartment and we're going to use the pool. We're setting up the pool, food and blah, blah. It's going to be a big deal. I want you to come." So I said, "Okay." So I thought, well, I'll drop down. I wasn't big on going to stuff,
Sure.
So I went downstairs and I floated around down there for a while. And I thought, I don't know. So I went back upstairs and I was sitting up there and I'm watching TV. There's a knock on my door. I opened it up and it was Elvis Presley. And he says, "Excuse me, ma'am." He says,
"Excuse me, ma'am.
He says,
I can't do it."
He said, "I'm sorry. I was downstairs. I've tried to get into the restroom 3 times and I can't. Do you have a bathroom I could use?" I said, "Sure. Come on in.
Come on in. You can use the bathroom.
Yes. And would you like something to drink or eat?"
You want a hot tea?
That's so funny.
And so he came back out and he said, "Thank you." And he said, "Oh, by the way, I washed my hands." It's really sweet. And
that's
he came and he said, "Do you mind if I sit for a bit?" And I said, No.
This is the days before selfies too, right?
Yeah,
You've been
right.
speaking of
Right.
selfie for
Yeah.
sure.
So for a long time, he sat there for maybe half hour and just talked. He didn't want to go back to the party, but he was just sitting there just talking. I was asking him questions and stuff. And he says, "Well, I got to go. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you."
Yeah.
Now, years later, I was previously married and my ex-husband was a singer and he was following Elvis into the Hilton in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Into the Hilton showroom. And when we got there was this great big guitar flower arrangement, on a stand, big guitar. And his drummer came up and said, Elvis left this for you.
Oh,
There was a whole bunch of turquoise jewelry,
Oh, wow.
oh,
bracelets,
wow.
stuff like that. I
All
never
because
saw-
you let him use the bathroom.
yeah.
Probably.
Mate later on that dated him for about a year.
So funny. So you have a lot of connections to Elvis.
Well, not anymore.
Well, I have a little Elvis story too, but
Okay.
it's not as, those are yours are better, much better. But my mom, who you guys know, my mother, my mom and dad, and her friend who is actually here today with her and her husband, so who is actually it's her cousin, but they went to see Elvis in concert, and they went to see him in June of 77, which was his last concert, because he passed in August of 77.
Okay.
So it was 2 months before his passing. It was like
Okay.
his final, I don't know that it was the last concert, but it was his last year touring. And they went, and she was 9 months pregnant with me.
Oh.
So I always tell people I was at an Elvis concert. So I wasn't born yet, but I always tell my mom, this is why I love music, right? They went to see Elvis when she was 9 months
That's
pregnant
what
with
it is.
me. So I was born, so I always tell people I was at an Elvis concert, because people are like, you were?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Cute.
I should tell my Beatles story too.
Yeah, do share it.
Well, that's a good one. When I was in the Christie's, we were staying at a very small hotel in New York City. Okay. There's like a lot of artists stayed there because it was kind of incognito little place. It had the best breakfast of all the little hotels. And the Beatles were coming to town. We knew that they were coming down. They were staying at the Sheraton, which was only 4 blocks away. And we were so excited. We said, oh gosh, wish we had a way to get over there and see them and stuff like that. But you couldn't. There was barricades and police all over the place and everything. And so I was sitting with one of the members of the group at breakfast one morning, and Sandy Scott walked in. Sandy Scott was our old road manager. Hi, how are you guys? What are you doing here? He says, I'm the road manager for the Beatles. And he said, oh, wow, you're kidding. I said, well, what are you doing over here? And he said, they're not at the Sheraton. They're over here.
Oh,
They're
wow.
hiding over
Right.
here.
They say they tip them off. They're
Yeah.
somewhere
So-
else. And then they're under
so
different names at
He
the other
said,
place.
would you like to, they're having a party tonight. Would you like to come up to see them? And Dale and I was,
You were always in the right place at the right time.
there's 2 little girls in the show. We wore these little jumpers, with
Sure.
little white little blouse, and little high heels and stuff. And so we were all trying to figure out what to wear. Should we go shopping? What should we do? So we got all dressed up and we went up there, and you walked into the room and it was just a fog of, you know what?
Yep. Yeah.
And nobody,
You know what?
We are in Michigan.
and nobody said hello. And
Oh my goodness.
Everybody was sitting around and
That's
just,
funny.
kind of a funk. And, we walked it back out again. We didn't belong there.
That's you're like world's most awkward Beatles
Yeah.
exchange. That's another great
funny.
story. Yeah. It seems like you were always in the right place at the right time. I love
Yeah,
it.
we have some.
Jackie should write a book. I mean,
You
you'd
should.
be
You
amazed.
should write a
all the
memoir.
things
You
she's
should really
doing.
write a book.
You should.
You should. And that would be,
We had so many experiences.
I know,
like
that would be a
that.
wonderful thing.
I won't say.
You
this,
should write her
but I'll tell-
book.
But I'll tell you in.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah,
I'll tell you.
off the record.
Yeah.
I'll hear some stories off the record. But
Okay.
I've heard a few of them through your concerts
Yep.
too, because I love hearing about like the John Denver story. I
If
love.
I say it
are you
now,
good?
will it be on the record?
Yeah, you have to wait till this is
Yeah.
over.
Oh, stop. We'll shut it.
I have to wait.
Yeah, I have to
Either
wait.
way, I do have Adrian will do some editing, so he could edit it out, but we'll
Wait.
do it off the
Yeah,
record.
Sure, we'll wait.
But I definitely think you should write a book, or he should write it for you. You guys should write it
Well,
together.
our very, very dear friend who was a big helping to organize the new Christy Minstrels for every time we went back together for another 2 or 3 years. His name is Tom Pickles.
Okay.
And he was the one who, he did the McRib sandwich. He worked with McDonald's.
Okay.
He did a lot of, over in Europe.
All right.
And he wrote he was a big fan of ours, and he wrote an entire book
About you guys.
about it.
Oh, wonderful.
But
Yeah.
Randy wanted to read it. Randy,
Yeah.
the owner of the group, wanted to read it, and I shouldn't say that.
We'll let it. Anyway, it hasn't been published
Well,
yet.
no, it hasn't been published
Okay,
yet.
so it's still in the works.
Yeah.
I was thinking you could write one. It could be like My Life with Jackie Davidson, and it
Yeah.
could be like your stories together. I think you have great stories.
We've
So.
been around the block.
Gary's got some good ones.
Aw.
But I want to say, if I can,
Sure, of
that
course.
anybody out there that if you like folk music, okay, it's JackieandGary.com,
Mhm.
JackieandGary.com. And you'll see the Christie Minstrels and Gordon Lightfoot Gordon, a big part of our show. And if there's anybody out there that's interested in folk music,
Yes, of course.
you know, folk music program, it's singing the good old songs.
And singing along.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of
yes.
Get
audience
everybody
interaction.
singing. Yeah, we get everybody singing and I couldn't believe this audience. So many people knew the songs.
Yeah,
I mean, I was stunned. I really was.
Yeah.
it was
Usually you
really
see
fun.
people
seeing
kind
them,
of
yeah.
moving their lips.
Right.
People were
Or
just
humming,
singing out,
yeah.
you know, having a good time.
We've seen, it wasn't here today, but we were in a program last week. And we did part of Blowing in the Wind. Guy
Oh,
was
yeah.
crying,
See,
crying. I mean, people tear up about some of these songs. You know, we had a guy that one of the hit songs for the Christie Minstrels was Today. We sang that today. And
sang today.
he
today.
used that song to propose.
Oh,
Got
yeah.
down on one knee and, you know, sang it to his wife. Yeah, a lot of memories. You can tell by their faces. They get kind of, you know, they start thinking.
I think so.
Wheels are
for
turning.
sure. Yeah,
It's a fun show. It's a fun show.
it is great. And I will definitely put that on there too. When we, on like the thumbnail, we'll add a picture and we'll put JackieandGary.com and we'll, you know,
Okay.
where everybody can find you guys.
Yeah.
Definitely, they should have you come perform. You
Yep.
know, I
Yep.
mean, you guys do all kinds of venues, libraries,
Yep.
obviously, that's what this is, and
Yep.
churches, but you do all kinds of, you just did a chili cook-off. That's
Yep.
fun too. And
That was fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
The white bean chili was so good.
it was good.
He didn't win, but
Oh.
You know,
that
he
had your
came in
vote.
second.
That had your
Came in
vote.
second.
he had my vote.
It was good. Yeah, we do about 90% of what we do in Memorial Libraries
Okay,
throughout the
that's
country, and we
wonderful.
love doing it. And like you brought up earlier, you can connect with everybody.
Mhm.
You can see them.
Yes.
You know,
Talk to him after.
I
Yeah,
thought
stay
that too,
after.
when you shared about from the last, or not the last, but the Bedford concert where that guy brought you the part of the, like, I love that. And then I love that you work it into your show. And then
Yeah.
that reference again, that
Yeah.
was great. I
Yeah.
shared that with Nancy, with the library director, how great that was. Like, you just made a connection from one show to the next.
Yeah. A taconite from the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Yeah. By Pam Johnson. Yeah, it's but we do all, like you say, all kind of different. But some venues, like you mentioned too, the bigger ones, you really can't see. You know, the lights are in your eyes, and you know, you see maybe the first row, and you know, but here you can,
Right.
and you see everything. and
I meant
everybody.
to even say, how do we want the lights? So
No,
I
they're
guess
fine.
this was good enough, but yeah,
That's
it is
fine.
nice to like interact and see their faces, or
Yeah.
they like cheer, or, you know,
Yeah.
shout things out. It's
That's
very
good.
fun. So, well, thank you guys. Thank you
Yep.
for performing today.
Yep.
Thank you for joining the podcast. And till next time, we'll definitely have you back.
Sure.
So
Please come.
JackieandGary.com.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Yay.